Okay, so for our presentation, we studied hepatitis B and how it relates to liver cancer.
Hepatitis B is an infectious inflammatory illness of the liver, and it's transmitted to exposure by infectious blood or bodily fluids. It can be caused by working in a healthcare setting, dialysis, acupuncture, tattooing, extended overseas travel, the reuse of contaminated needles, or sexual contact, and blood transfusions. If it's not treated, it will eventually cause liver inflammation, vomiting, jaundice, and in worst cases, cirrhosis, liver cancer, and death.
So just background on the liver. I don't know exactly where it is, but it cleans out toxins.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, it would have been cool if I could show you my liver. I can't. It cleans out toxins from the blood, and you can't live without it. Otherwise, you'll have toxic blood, which is not good. And so for our experiment, exclamation point, we did a human epidemiology study, and we figured that this was a reasonable thing to do because it wouldn't cost a ton of money with lab rats or cells or anything like that. And we thought that the way we set it up might yield accurate information.
So we set it up by taking 2,000 people total, 1,000 people with Hep B and their siblings, so 1,000 siblings. And we tested them, or we looked at them over a 20-year period at the 5-year mark, the 10-year mark, and the 20-year mark to see if they developed liver cancer.
And the reason why we used their siblings is so that we could, in a way, kind of rule out any external factors, because a sibling would probably have similar exposures to you and similar genetics. So although you couldn't rule it out completely, it makes the two groups more similar so that the Hep B kind of stands out more.
People with Hep B were more likely to get liver cancer from the data that we were given over a 20-year period.
And similar to the other group, that 4% of their siblings getting liver cancer is also kind of high, so in the future it would be a good idea to rule that out somehow.
Step forward, exclamation point. Well, what we were planning on doing was a difference between hepatitis B and an external factor like alcoholism versus person without an external factor like alcoholism, with just hepatitis B. And looking to test how many people from each group develop liver cancer, so we can tell from the previous experiment whether it was hepatitis B or if it was other factors that may have caused all the cancer, liver cancer.
Questions for these guys? Can we look at your data again? Because you guys went pretty fast through your data. Okay, so you had original number of people was 1,000 for each group. And then if we're looking at, and these are people with Hep B and then their siblings. So we're looking at after 5 years, after 10 years, and after 20 years, the same population. So the percent of original number who developed liver cancer for people with Hep B was 32% and siblings was 4%. Do you guys agree with their conclusions that they drew from that data? Any sort of weirdness in there? Or interesting pattern in that data?
Jumps really fast. Like for the siblings, the time doesn't seem to play as big of a role as it did for the people with Hep B.
Is there an increment, like is the increment the same for people with Hep B?
10 to 20 years is a lot bigger for both groups than the other increase.
Right, but there's twice as much time.
Oh yeah, didn't see that.
The siblings have contracted Hep B from the patients on the left that actually had Hep B. Since they're so closely related, like could that be a factor?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Could they contract Hep B from their siblings? What do you guys think about that?
Unless they were sharing needles or having unprotected sex. We made sure that they were their siblings and not not their parents, so that it wasn't a genetic thing.
Because you can pass on Hep B through like birth, for example. An infected mother through the birth process can pass on Hep B to her newborn. So they wanted to exclude that. That's why they looked at siblings. Okay. Any other questions? Well done, group.